Welcome to the fifth in the series Building the Project Schedule in MS Project. We are going step by step to the worked example, and today we are going to be carrying it on and showing you some additional features and functions that you could put on. In terms of our agenda, we're going to merge two separate worksheets. Create a column in the Gantt chart view and call it Project Costs. Create a column in the Gantt chart view and call it Resources, and create a column in the Gantt chart view and call it Actual Costs. And we're going to mark resources against tasks as the first part of dealing with over-allocation of resources. What I'm trying to do in this series is mimic MS Project. So everything you can do in MS Project, we are going to be doing it in MS Excel. So let's get started. My name is Teresa Fredericks, and it's Growing Businesses Using Projects. It is my hope that this video will open out to you the capabilities of MS Excel and the fact that you can use it properly to do projects. So the first thing we are doing is merging two worksheets. Now this worksheet is called the Project Dashboard. It has in it a data sheet and a data sheet 2. So those are the three things in it. And we have another one which is called the Gantt chart. Now both have to be open if you have to merge it. You have the Gantt chart sheet, then you have sheet 2 which is empty, and sheet 3 which is empty. So we can actually delete these sheets because they have nothing in it. So in this particular worksheet you only have the Gantt chart 1 and you are merging it. So you click on Gantt chart 1 and you go to move or copy. And what you're looking for is, you're not looking for Gantt chart 1 because what you're looking for is the project dashboard, because this is going to be the main one you're looking at. And you want to move this to the end of the project dashboard, and you want to create a copy because you want that there is an original Gantt chart sheet. So you're creating a copy. If you don't create a copy, this one will disappear. And then you click OK. So now let's go to the Gantt chart, to the project dashboard. Remember, it only had the data sheet 1 and data sheet 2, but we have indicated to it we want the Gantt chart at the end. So now what you have are two sheets merged. You have the original one, and now you have the Gantt chart. So this is how I merged the two sheets I'm going to show you to start doing the work in MS Excel. I have a worksheet before me. Remember we did the Gantt chart? The Gantt chart, when we did it, that was, I think, exercise 2. We did a data sheet with it. And now we have this data sheet 3 that is empty. So I'm going to just delete it because it has nothing in it. Yes. All right, so what we have is the Gantt chart, the data sheet of the Gantt chart, and then this cost of individual resources. Remember we did this when we did assigning resources. So now we have to bring it together with the Gantt chart view so that we will have them merge as is done in MS Project. So this was the sheet I incorporated. So let's go back to the Gantt chart view. The last column we have as predecessors. And what we want to do is insert a column. Now when you're inserting, I'm going to show you a video where you would insert in MS Project. But whether it's MS Project or not, when you're inserting, you have to right click and you have to insert. And we got it on the wrong side because of where we put it. So we're going to just go back, because where I want it to be inserted, let me just see. Let me just see. All right. So I had to click on the 3rd of April and get it inserted where I wanted to insert. But I have to insert 3 columns. So I might as well go ahead and insert again. All right. So the first column I'm going to call Resources. Okay, let me just reduce this so that they can fit. We probably make them 12. All right. Go on here so you can see the whole of resources. The second column I am going to call, well, let us call it budget, because just to differentiate from actual costs. So it's either budget, or we can call it planned cost. Because in MS Project there's a budget separation, there's a budget that is done separately. All right. Like for instance, you have cost, you have material, you have work, and then you have budget, which is a separate thing. But at this point we're going to call it planned cost. Let me just wrap it so it fits, and then you're going to have actual cost. And you just wrap it in so that it fits. All right. So now we have to fill these three. And what we are going to be doing against every task, we are going to put what are the resources, what are the planned costs. And later on, when we start doing the project, you're going to be putting in the actual cost. So how do we fill out the resources? Now remember, when we did the cost of individual resources, we had done material and then we did cost resources. But when we did the work resources, we merged everything together so that you're going to have, like for instance, this is a cost resource, you're going to have against each activity the total cost. All right? So now we have the resources here. So Kim Smith is the resource for finalized design. We go in here and we're going to put in just the initials because we want everything to fit in one line so we don't mess up the Gantt chart. So you have Kim Smith. In order equipment, you go back here and you're looking at the resources. Kim Smith was finalized design. Order equipment is J Neptune and A Charles. So you're going back into your data sheet and you're going to put JN and you're going to put AC. Hire wiring contractor, you go to cost of individual resources, and again you have Neptune and Charles. So again, we're not going to do all of them. We're going to have JN and AC. We're back again in cost of individual resources, and I'm going to stop here because what you're going to have here at 2-1, when receive equipment, you have JNAC and network equipment. So you just go back here, and for 2-1, you're going to put JNAC and NT, and you could even put E to differentiate in terms of equipment. So what you're going to be having here are all the resources that you have listed in the cost of individual resources. I will go ahead and complete it and then show you it. Now I have gone ahead and put in all the resources. Where we had, like for instance, equipment, I put the amount there. Where I have the technical team, I put how many. And we are going to, with this contract, we're going to put the actual payments in the Gantt chart view. So this part is now complete. Now the next column to fill out is planned costs, and that is easy. You go to cost of individual resources, and each activity has its cost, because when you go along to here, you realize the total cost of the activity. So you want it in the Gantt chart view. So what you do, like for instance, finalize design, you click on it, and you click on, you put an equal, and then you go to cost of individual activity, and that is 2200, and you click OK, and you realize the 2200 is now here. I'll do another one and then I'll do the others offline. You want order equipment, the cost of order equipment, you put equal, and then you go to cost of individual, you look for the order equipment, and you come right across and the cost of other equipment is $21.60. You click on it and you click OK, and it comes across. Why we now, having put on the actual plan cost, I went ahead and transferred the resources not only into this column, but I transferred it across to the Gantt chart. Now, before I was suggesting that, for instance, you do a right click, you're putting a note, and for instance, you will note would say KS is the resource for this, and it would be here, so that when you click on it, you would get what it is. But I think it would be more useful to just type in the resources on the task in a different color so you can see it visibly. Now, there was one particular one, and this one here is 1 day, but the resources are so much, I had to increase the size so that it will fit. So that now, if you, for instance, if you have KS as the resource for these trainings, and then you have another task here, just assume there was another task here, overlapping with the same KS, you realize there's over allocation, and you could decide what you're going to do in keeping with how you deal with over allocations. So that is one thing I put in. Actual cost, you're going to put in the actual cost as the progress, as the schedule progresses, and you'll be able to see the plan versus actual. You can insert even another column, and this column could be percentage complete. All right, so then, for instance, if you want to say 50%, you can type 50% here. You can type 60% here, whatever it is, the percentage complete, you can type it in. And then if you like my content, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe.